The time has finally come. The Twisted and the Twilight dropped. The announcement trailer, at least, not the game. So let's watch it today. We're going to have some fun. This is what our game plan is. We're going to go through the trailer like we always do. Then we're going to go through real quick the FAQ and the store Steam page. Just as a quick announcement up front, there will be a link in my description and in the first comment for my new Nexus storefront. You can actually purchase the DLC through there. You'll get the same discount you get on Steam, and they work hand in hand with the developers to get you a Steam key. So basically it's a really awesome process, and it really helps the channel out. So please use that link to purchase your DLC if you so wish. Let's get started here because this is a great video. And we're gonna let it just roll, and we'll jump back and discuss some things real quick. I've already taken a look at the FAQ, so I have an idea of what is included in this trailer, but I'll just be speaking over it. I've turned the volume down for it real low, and if you would like to watch the trailer and you haven't seen it yet, I'm going to put a link in the description as well, so you can jump into that. But we already see Ariel here looking badass. We see the old version of Ariel too, like 5th, 6th edition Ariel. I think it's actually 5th. Throt the Unclean looking disgusting too with a third arm. We get some brood horrors. We get some huge rat ogres, which I think what the FAQ calls are the mutant rat ogres. Nastra and Arahan looking stunning right to start us off. The Sisters of Twilight. What I really like too is that Zote, who looks way better than any art I've ever seen for the 6th edition Zote, or any other subsequent edition like Storm of Magic. Some Spellweavers, the Lord style version of the caster for the Wood Elves. Ariel looking like she's in the middle of a shampoo commercial. I like the music too. It's kind of got like a Stranger Things sound to it. Man, and Gorich. Look at Gorich. We'll talk about all of them as we jump back through this really fast. That is the Twisted and the Twilight. I've never seen a butterfly look more badass. Let's jump back here a little bit to the very first appearance of Nastra and Arahan, the Sisters of Twilight. Now, we've done our lore video on them. We know who these sisters are, how they are these twin personalities. And as the lore has progressed, they've talked about how these two are actually linked to portions of Ariel's actual, I guess you could say personality, portions of her duality, in the sense that one is more warlike and fervor-filled, and the other one is more, I guess, calm and a little bit more strategic. So we'll see how that plays out in Total War Warhammer 2. When we look at the FAQ, we can talk a little bit more about their actual in-game mechanic of the Forge of Daith. Now, moving forward here a little bit more, we can see quite a bit from this shot. These guys, we're about to get a bigger look on, look 100% like brood horrors, which are essentially just massive rats that similarly look like ball sacks. We also have what looks to be like a Taskmaster with his like gotcha capture thing, the Pokemon version thing, the little thing that grabs people. Can't remember it off the top of my head. And we see just some standard Eternal Guard, some good old Skaven rats. We see the new map for Vermintide 2. Aha, now, the game says it's coming with mutant rat ogres. If I had been a gambling man, I would have said these were Storm Fiends at first, but they didn't have armor on them and they didn't have another little rat on their back. So these are definitely mutant rat ogres, and they are huge. Like, look at that warpstone protruding out of their body. They look disgusting. This guy just has a giant scythe for an arm. And then, of course, the brood horror. So it looks like these guys are single entities, which are awesome. There's our broodmaster right there on top of a brood horror, looking just great. Oh man. See, now I think what's cool about this is I was not stoked for the eventuality or the thought of a Clan Moulder DLC. Like, when I speculated about that, I was like, I hope it's not this. But now that I actually see it, it is more exciting, because Clan Moulder is the only thing missing from the Skaven if you're looking at the great warlord clans, right? So it's cool to see them added to the game. We get these huge, disgusting monstrosities. I see a wolf rat right here. Look at this guy. Like just straight out of the art. Like it looks so good. Speaking of the art, I like how they took something that looks terrible in the Zote and they've transformed it. It looks way better, right? So the Zote's coming up right here. Like, look how much better that looks than the art. The art has like a curved face. They're not as draconic looking in the art. These guys have more of like a snapper turtle face, look more aggressive. And I can get behind this look. It's got a cool floating orb of life magic. So I really like this approach and take to the art rather than just saying, okay, we're going to dogmatically stick to exactly what this looks like. Makes it a little bit more original. I was one who didn't really like the Croxagores, and I think that this is a cool take on a different art here by saying like, okay, hey, the Croxagores, these guys, we're going to change and look like this. I wasn't too stoked on that look. With the Zotes, though, stoked on it. Now, we see the War Dancers, the dual-wielding Sisters of the Asurai that are coming in to slice and dice things. We see the Great Stags in the background here. Pop back a little bit. Yeah, so just a Great Stag. And those guys are looking pretty beefy. Looks like some monstrous heavy cav that's just bouldering through the lines of the Skaven here. Nothing says Christmas like Great Stags. I think that's... Again, the Spellweavers here. I might have missed another thing or two. We have plenty of content to cover with this, guys, so don't worry. Twisted Twilight is going to be all up on the channel over the next couple days here and weeks as we get closer and closer to the launch in December 3rd. There's those wolf rats one more time. Let's just jump back here a little bit. You can see them kind of sculling about. A nice good shot of everything. See, now I had always thought the Unclean was bigger, but I guess I'm wrong. Again, Gorich here. Now Gorich is interesting because he's like the proto Thanquol, or I'm sorry, proto Bone Ripper. So Thanquol has Bone Ripper, right? Which is his companion Rat Ogre. Now Gorich is a Rat Ogre with the brain of a Khorne Chaos Champion. It's a synthesis between Rat Ogres and human brains. So this guy is extremely sentient. And as we take a look at the FAQ, you'll see how he plays into this DLC in a pretty fun and exciting way. He's just going to go fisticuffs here with a dragon, because, I mean, why not jump right into a dragon? What's this little guy? What's this little guy? Either this is the Skaven Chieftain, or this is a Skaven Warlord. So it's one or the other. But let's jump into the FAQ to discuss some of the units that we maybe saw or did not see in this trailer. If you noticed anything, please, by all means, throw a timestamp out. Say, hey, this was this. Let people know so that when they look at it after this video, they can see any of the units we missed. But switching gears here to the FAQ. So the Twisted and the Twilight. It's going to include 2 new legendary lords in Throth the Unclean, Master Mutated of the Clan Molda, and one of the 9 lords of Hellpit. And then we're also going to see these Sisters of Twilight, Nastra, and Arahan, emissaries of Queen Ariel. Then, both sides will get new units. For the Skaven, we have Brood Horrors, Mutant Rat Ogres, Pack Masters, Wolf Rats, and the terrifying Gorich for the Skaven. For the Wood Elves, we get Zokes, Great Stag Knights, Blade Singers, Spellweavers, and Queen Ariel of Athaloran herself for the Wood Elves. I said War Dancers earlier. I meant to say Blade Singers. I don't know why I said War Dancers. But neither here nor there. So, also an old world update for the Wood Elves, something that is sorely needed. Now, this is the typical accoutrement here for the FAQ. When will it be released? Where can you find it? You can find it on the store Steam page, or you can check out my Nexus link in the description for that same 10% discount to purchase the game ahead of time. But let's go down here into some of the nitty gritty of this. We've already talked about this portion that goes over the new units, but here are some new mechanics. So, Throth the Unclean will get his Flesh Labs, which allows you to shape and customize your units with augments that can be stacked to create different combinations of effects. Augmenting a unit too much can make them unstable and lead to them slowly mutating, gaining negative traits. Units can be recycled for raw materials, so even defective units still have a purpose. Cycle units can be replaced by monsters grown in the growth vat. The more growth juice, which sounds disgusting, in the growth vat, the better the quality of monster that comes out. So we did our speculation video where we said, hey, we'd love to see like a Clan Molder Flesh Lab. maybe CA watched it, and here we go. We get the Flesh Lab almost like verbatim what we were talking about, and that is awesome. So I can't wait to talk about that and show that off more in the videos to come. For the Wood Elves, they get the Forge of Daith that I talked about earlier. So during a Twilight Sisters campaign, or Sisters of Twilight campaign, the Sisters will gain a series of incidents and dilemmas that will grant them access to unique items crafted by Daith, the Master Smith of Val's Anvil. And this guy kind of pops up in and out of the lore. And there's like 3 Val's Anvils throughout the game. There's one in Nagaron, there's one in Ulthuan, and there's one in Athelloren. And Val is, of course, like basically the elf version of Hephaestus, if you want to think of it that way. So there's Val's Anvils everywhere, it seems. Kind of like not as unique as it sounds. But these dilemmas will enable the creation of new items or the upgrade of existing items made by Daith. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. Hopefully we'll be able to cover that sooner rather than later. Tomorrow we'll be covering the Wood Elf rework, so be on the lookout for that video coming out tomorrow. We'll go over all of the things that are not included in the DLC. They'll just strictly be, hey, this is the Wood Elf rework. These are things that are coming to the game regardless of DLC or not. So we'll be covering that again tomorrow. Free content that is coming is the Skaven Chieftain Legendary Hero and the Malevolent Legendary Lord Drika. More information will be released soon. What is in the free world old world update that will be released alongside this DLC? Quite a few things. And again, we'll be talking about this tomorrow, but we get the Amber and Technology rework. So Amber is removed from every prior requirement and prerequisite for the the Wood Elves. Whoops. And is only attached to 8 new technologies. That's it. That's the only time you'll use Amber. So it's less cumbersome. It doesn't slow the campaign down. It doesn't gate you. I'm really excited to talk about it. It's just a way better system. Now we have Healing the Forests. In Mortal Empires, the Wood Elves still need to heal Athelloren and restore the Oak of Ages. That is, of course, the objective for Nastra and Arahan. I did not cover that, but that is their objective. However, to do so, they now need to travel the world and heal special forest regions spread around the map. There's 8 locations across the map that you will be able to heal, which is awesome. A forest's health can be built up over time through various actions, such as by securing its borders and building certain buildings. Once sufficiently restored, a ritual can be performed to permanently heal the forest. Then every forest also has unique forest encounters, so on and so forth. So this is a really exciting way to play the Wood Elf campaign. And we're, again, to beat a dead horse, we're going to go over it tomorrow in more detail, but it's basically kind of creating this way to play the Wood Elves that allows you to go anywhere on the map and grow your campaign from there. Do you want to play in the Southlands? Do you want to play in Nagaroth? Well, now you have that option here with Healing the Forests in a really fun, dynamic way that is, it's loreful and it fits into a progressive campaign a little bit easier, not just saying, okay, I'm going to go and play over here because I'm moving my character over there. It makes just a lot more sense. Also, though, new regions have been added, 4 to the Mortal Empires and 2 to Vortex, giving the Wood Elves a presence on every part of the map. And then, outside of those forests, is the ability to travel to them using the deep routes. Wood Elves can now instantly transport their armies between forest regions using the new Travel Deep Routes ability. This ability comes with a cooldown. And lastly, we have that the free content will be available the 9th of December along with the rest of the DLC. So as of the recording of this video, unfortunately the Steam page is not up, but I was able to look at what the copy is for the Steam page. Creative Assembly shared that with us, and it looks like there's no talk of the Regiment of Renown, so I won't be able to go over anything fun from the Steam page. So for the most part, guys, we're all set here. We're done. I'm excited to cover tons of Total War Warhammer 2 content with the Twisted and the Twilight, again with that Old World update coming out tomorrow, and a lot of other content coming out next week. So we'll be able to get in depth with that. Lastly, of course, we have the new Nexus storefront. As soon as you click that link in the description, you'll come up here and you'll see the featured portion with Total War Warhammer 2. And as soon as the Steam page launches, you'll be able to see the DLC in this list over here. You'll select Twisted and Twilight and be able to purchase through this. So if you do want to support the channel, this is an amazing way to do so. We get quite a bit of margin on this one, so it really helps us out. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching here today. Have a good one and take care.